Come on, somebody get on and talk to me, man. Yes. Right there, Meryl. Anybody there? This is recording. Hello? Anybody there? Hey, Chuck. Time to look at on.
How are you?
Yeah, could be better.
Okay.
You?
Doing good. I just got home
Well, back in
from Florida and then California and then here.
Where's here?
Omak, Washington.
Finally back in Washington?
Yep, back in Washington.
Cool. A lot of traveling?
Yeah, a little bit. I can't imagine Forbes is doing it or still doing it. She should be jumping on soon. Everyone will be jumping on soon. I'm going to step away for a second and get some stuff done. I just thought I would start it up.
Yeah, nobody else is here yet. I got your...
So, hey everybody, and welcome to Wednesday night. I am sitting in the mansion home of a very, very important man. Say hello, Richard.
Hello.
You. He is, oh, say that louder. Yes.
He's single.
There you go. Oh, he's single.
Oh my God, me too.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So good.
and we are sitting here talking about automation. And I'm going to have him do a little training to really help us understand how to move that forward in all of our businesses. But I'm missing a couple of my key team members, and I'm actually in Vegas at the moment. So let's just do a couple of wins. So Jose, you're the man I needed you need to know what's going on tonight. So guys, let's just start with a win. Doris, give me a win.
we're working on getting our Shopify store up.
Congratulations. Good. Ms. Candy Lynn, what's a win?
I'm getting better and better on my business webpage. Improve myself every single day and continue my workout every single day. So I'm kind of happy.
You look very, very happy. Very different from last time I saw you. Also, Chuck Silvana is not on. These are people that need to be here. They don't understand. This 1 hour is really important. Jose, give me...
What? You
Oh,
froze.
everybody froze. I know. Jose, give me a win.
A win right now for me is we're almost completed the one pager and everything for Silvana. We're working to get her launched right away now. Our deadline's coming up.
What is it that she's launching?
We're launching her course to where she's going to do personal coaching with students. Basically, we need to reach the 100K so she could get her visa.
Will you tell her to get her butt online right now, as well as AJ? Please reach out to both of them. They don't want to miss this training. This is a very, and it's not me doing the training. I have a very special guest, Miss Stacy Faints. Good. Hello, my girl. I'm on the West Coast as well. You look tiny and gorgeous and yummy. I saw you. Sexy as all get out. I saw your reboot. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I so need you. Chance me to work for a little bit. I'm going to keep him in the background for a second on the screen. So I am sitting in the mega mansion here in Las Vegas of Mr. Chad Nicely, and he'll tell you who he is and what he's about in a few minutes. But let's just tell him a little bit who we are. So Stacy, what's been your experience so far? It's funny, you're so concentrated, I thought you were frozen. Explain your experience with Forbes Riley and Forbes Factor to Chad.
Well, Chad, I met Forbes in March last year in Vegas. She was a guest speaker at an event that I was at. And through that process, we kind of made a connection. And so I went to her Forbes Factor in June as a scholarship person. Just her belief in me kind of gave me a reason to believe in me after yo-yo dieting for 30 years and squelching myself and being stuck inside of myself and so on. And so it wasn't a weight loss class, but I've lost over 100 pounds since June. And
you lost 100 pounds.
Wow. Yeah. And so now I'm just relaunching to get the final 45-ish off. And yeah.
Congratulations. Jose, chime in for a second while we're waiting for everybody else. Your experience of Forbes Factor, because Chad's never experienced that, but he is a major marketer.
Forbes Factor for me was good. It brought a good point of clarity. Kind of, it helps you get your clarify your purpose and what you want to be doing. Kind of so you could clarify your message and what exactly, how to present yourself. Really, I mean, the pitch mastery, the business mastery after that really complemented it a lot because it can help you simplify your message and get everything clear, and then you know what. In which way to proceed. That's helped me a lot. And then the personal bond and experiences I built with a lot of the members, it's really good for surrounding yourself with that type of people, the people who inspire you, kind of people who are going to push you to go to the next step and all that, and not just get stagnant. I've really seen a big, since I've met Forbes and since May, I've had a lot of stuff that happened. Just friends that I haven't hung out with are like, wow, what's going on? And all this. You just start achieving more and doing more because here it's kind of expected, but it doesn't feel that way. It's more encouraging and it inspires you to do more. And before you know it, you're actually you're multitasking, doing a lot of stuff at the same time and achieving a lot of your goals. That's how it's helped me a lot.
Nice. So let me ask you, Candy Lynn, how would it help you? How is your back-end systems when you stay in touch with people?
You just
Back-end systems going.
I totally can.
A management system.
Can you say it one more time because it kind of froze?
Okay. So what we're talking about is management systems. And you all need to really listen to this because that's one of the specialties that Chad, and he'll tell you who he is. But do you have systems in place for your customers? Do you stay in touch with them? Do you have a membership program? Do you want one?
Yes. And then, yes, of course I do. And I really hope, do want to know, how to, because right now I'm having trouble keep connecting with my customer because I don't want to ask them every single day how are their workout doing, because I'm a fitness, if you don't know, I'm a fitness coach. And I'm trying to motivate people and inspire people to do their workout every single day. But I really hate asking them do you do your workout today? Because sometimes they will say no. And then when I ask them reason why, they just say they don't want to. And then I'll be like, what do you mean you don't want to? So I kind of having I don't know, try to find another way to encourage them instead asking them every single day. So that's
because one of the reasons that I know all these clients is that, Candy, you don't have a system in place to really touch them in the right way.
Yes.
We're going to talk about that. So, Jose, how is your back-end systems going? Because you're kind of an internet guy.
Good. Right now, I'm just setting up a few automations, email campaigns, basically, but nothing. I'm not using. Okay. As far as a backend system or a CRM, if that's what you're getting at with him, I'm using OmniFocus just to kind of control the different tasks I got going on and set up different projects. Because I keep the trucking stuff aside from my marketing. I have to run multiple things. Now I actually dedicating more days towards my marketing, where I take days off completely from the other business to focus on this one. And but that's really, I haven't really set up in a CRM. I have Trello, I have OmniFocus, but my main focus is OmniFocus right now.
Okay, so as your coach over here, Jose, look at Stacy's background for a second. Are you in jail right now?
No, I am just setting up a corner right here towards the office, basically. Just finishing setting up a different section where I'm going to use. I have my little office. I could really get stuff done here.
All right, so I want a beautiful background so that we don't think you're sitting in a small prison somewhere south of the border.
Right now, I can't do the virtual background because I'm wearing white and it just kind of goes through with it.
I know.
Normally, I'm setting this whole section up so I could get more done that way. I keep getting distracted out there where I had it.
My job to give you a hard time. So Chuck, talk to me. Chuck is my right hand. He's up in Washington State. He just got home. How are you doing? Can you unmute for a second and talk to me? Unmute. What is he doing? He's being silly. Hello there.
Hi. I'm doing good. I just got home, actually.
I know. It takes He comes all the way across country. I don't know how you do it, but you need to move to St. Pete. Say hi to Chad, who I just drove out from LA to spend time with. And your mind is going to be blown when you hear what he does and how he does it.
I wish I was there to meet you. I just left Forbes yesterday. And Miss Forbes Riley. So, and I'll be back with her on the 26th. Oh no, actually, on the 26th.
And we'll be up in Seattle together.
So, just a little bump. I just happened to miss you. I look forward to meeting you, though. I'm sure I will.
All right, so Chad, tell me, where's Silvana, Shelly, Michael, Jenny?
I'm not sure. I actually set it up through automation that everyone received a text.
I did not get a text. Did everyone get a text?
I'm adding you on the list.
I got it.
I did not either.
I didn't get one.
Pardon me?
Jose seems like he did.
Jose and Doris didn't, and I need to add them to the list. So I apologize for that.
Oh, I feel so special right now.
I know Candy got one. I know Stacy got one, and everyone else got one. I'm sure of it. The only one I have to ask is Silvana because she's a +44. She's a United Kingdom number.
Okay, so guys, we're recording this so we can play this for everyone else. And I've got hundreds of other people who would love to hear this training. Chad's going to tell you who he is. He's going to address a frustration and a solution that I think we all need to hear. So, Mr. Chad Nice, I'm going to give you the comm right here and let you talk.
Okay, guys, so being put on the spot here. So I've been in online marketing since 1998. So long time. I've seen kind of all the eras of marketing and everything else. And through that time, I've learned that systems and processes can be a little tedious. They can be more difficult than they need to be. And through that process, I have found that I need to be able to create my own internal solutions that do 95% of the work for me. So in other words, if I go and do 5% of the work, I want the system to go and do everything else. And so if you were to look at our systems, you'd have to forget about everything you know about creating online courses, automation, sales pipelines, tagging, and everything, because I'm sure you guys would agree, all the systems are kind of built the same way. And so with our system, let me see if I can open this up.
Actually, you can share it here.
Okay.
You want to share the screen?
You have an Apple, don't you?
I do.
You would do that to me, wouldn't you?
Sorry, is that about?
So with our system, I have my own internal development team all around the world. I started from the ground up. And just to kind of give you guys some ideas, when I build a course, I'm an expert. When I build a course, I just load a spreadsheet. And you guys are going to want to take some notes on this. I'll give you some really, really good gold nuggets here, okay? So I load a spreadsheet. And a lot of the reason why is because people are building courses wrong, in my opinion, right? They teach you, go build 30, 40 lessons, make sure you have a very, very, professional setup and everything else. That doesn't have to be the case. What's more important is that you connect with your prospects and your viewers, and you create that community that's going to create that synergy and get results. And so one of the ways we do that in our system is with a term called gamification. Is anybody familiar with that? So here's what happens. You guys have all bought a course before, yes? A show of hands, yes? Everybody's bought a course before. Okay, the next question I would ask is, did you make it all the way to the end of the course? What we have found is I can get 89% of your people to the end of the course. And the way we do this is you open up the course, you're going to watch a lesson, you're going to watch a video lesson, and so we're going to teach you, here's how to set up a Shopify store, here's how to set up an email list, here's how to lose weight, whatever it is. You watch the video lesson, you usually click a button down below that says complete, you go to the next one. Sounds familiar, right? Instead, wouldn't it make more sense for the system to say, okay, we know you've watched this video, now we need you to complete this goal. Now this goal is not homework. You don't want it to seem like work, but instead you want to put your participants in a state. You want to get them where they're excited and they're pumped, because if you can put them in that state, then they're going to do
You froze.
structure in that video. Makes sense if you guys can nod your head. I want to make sure you guys are on track with me, especially the person that's creating the course right now, right? So if you can put them in a state and they get results, then what you're able to do is you're able to get them into your other programs, which I'll talk about that here in a moment as well. But what happens is it's not enough just to say, okay, so you watch the video, here's an assignment for you. Instead, what you want to be able to do is say, look, you watch the video, here's your goal for the video, and when you're done, you're going to receive so many points, or I'm just going to give you a badge. And what happens is, as you're earning points and badges, you're unlocking rewards. It's not enough just to have a shiny little badge on your profile. Instead, there needs to be an instant reward. And so that reward could be one of your, or it could be a Starbucks gift card, it could be a t-shirt, it could be literally anything you can think of. And our system handles all of that. And so when you have those things in place, it's more about the gamification, being real, and having the community. And what I see is I see a lot of people going out there and creating courses, and they're so focused on making sure that the equipment's fancy, and they got the green screen in the background, and they got the lower thirds, and the fancy bumper, and everything else, and they're missing these other elements. The elements of just being real and connecting with your individuals, like what we're doing here, having those instant rewards in place, and then turn around and gamifying your community. And so how do we do that? Well, we just reward people as they're earning our points and badges. And the system does all the it automatically creates reports you go and share with your community. And remember what I said at the beginning, when I create a course, I just load a spreadsheet. And then I figure out, okay, what's the goal for each one of my lessons, and what do I want my rewards, points, and badges to be? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Pretty awesome, right? And so what happens is, when your members are earning points and badges, and they see themselves on leaderboards, and they're unlocking your rewards, they will make it to the end of your course. Why? Well, because they have to complete all the goals before they can receive your reward. And then something crazy happens when you get them results and when you get them to the end. They're going to say to you, what's next? What else do you have for me? Kind of like Forbes, we're going through all of our programs and everything. And so now you need a system to handle that, what's next. And I'm going to tell you right now, and I learned this the hard way, you don't know. So there's a lot of people that have a fear for going out there and selling something else or asking for the money. But what I would ask you guys is, what did he say? I didn't hear what he said.
Okay, keep going.
Okay, so what I would ask you is, could your next level, could your coaching program, could your event, could your done for you program make a transformational value in the lives of somebody else? Because if it could, you're actually doing them a disjustice by not offering your next solution. Does that make sense? A lot of people have a hard time asking high ticket, and that's like my main focus, right? I get them into my course, get them results. They're excited with the gamification. I know she does a lot of Q&A sessions like we're doing now. So they're engaged with you, build a trust, establish a rapport, and then what's next is your programs. And so when we built out our membership system where we were able to provide those results, then we had to have another system to take our members and figure out, okay, what do they need now? What's going to take them to the next level? What's going to get them more results? And so what happens is these systems now talk to each other. So the first one, the membership, actually says, okay, boom, this badge just got fired. And so now let's tell the other system that we have a student that has completed. And so what's happening is with one click, they're now being automatically dropped into a pipeline. And we know, okay, their next level is to come out to Vegas and attend a mastermind or join our coaching program or sign up for one of our agency programs, whatever the case may be. And I know that Alan is the one that's going to get on the phone and close them. And at the same time, I'm my assistant to call that person up, congratulate them for finishing the course, and set up the appointment for Alan. Is this all making sense?
Mm-hmm.
So all of this is done with what we call a tag. Now don't confuse tags. Tags are very easy, and that's what we've been spending all day mapping out. A tag in our system is like, when this tag gets assigned, it's like a trumpet goes off that goes, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and all these armies. You got one army that's going over the hills, and they're taking care of the email and the text. You got another army that's over here, and they're taking care of your sales pipeline. And you got another army over here that's taking care of your sales team. So all these armies have different tasks. And when this tag gets fired off, all of these things are happening at once. Is that making sense? So as your members are earning badges and rewards, as they're progressing through your system, the first system is tags in them so that the sales team is already starting to follow up, and they already know, okay, here's next level for them. It's the mastermind or it's the event. And we know everything that they've done throughout the system. So much to the point that I can be at Disneyland with my kids on Small World, and this app right here is going to tell me when a lead just came in, when somebody completed a course, or when somebody submitted a page, or when somebody made an appointment. So you can see, I can come over here and I can go ahead and click on this lead here, and it's going to tell me everything that they've done in the system. And I can see everything that they've been tagged with. I can see all their appointments. I can actually see their survey results right here inside this app. And so I'm sure you guys would agree that you're not going to find that in any other system. It doesn't exist. We had to build it ourselves. And so what I don't like, and she would agree with me, is I don't like having to tinker around with things, right? I like to have things that have been in the business since 1998. I want to be as lazy as possible. Now, I know I'm going to have to shoot videos. I know I'm going to have to talk to my members. But what I mean by lazy is I would rather focus on my community, the products, and getting them results, as opposed to dragging and dropping and splitting cells and doing this and like actually having to build out memberships and applications and surveys and stuff like that. I want the system just to do it all for me. And what you're going to find is a lot of people are able to accomplish similar things, but they're using something like SurveyMonkey or Wufoo and then they're linking to Calendly, and then they're linking to Infusionsoft and Drive, and they're using Zapier. Does all this sound familiar? You guys have probably heard these terms.
Some of them have not. Actually, one of the girls who just left knows a lot of this. I don't know that they all do.
Okay, well, they're kind of nodding their head, yes.
Oh, okay, well then forgive me.
So here's the thing. When you connect multiple systems, they're going to break. Guaranteed. Trust me. I used to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars when we had our license program. I would lose every month because something would break, something wouldn't fire off, right? And so it was too much having all these systems where you had to duct tape and band-aid them together. And the other thing is, this system here would give you your results, and then you'd have to go over here and look at the system over here to see how this did for results, and you'd have to find a way to kind of put it all together. And so 3 years ago, I said, you know what? I am going to focus on building a membership system that would allow me to many courses based on the formula that I just gave you guys, to where I could sell that individual course. I could give it away. I could combine it with other courses, so now I could bundle it together. Or I could have what's called a reoccurring membership. And with the second system, rather than duct taping them all together, I could create surveys and applications, and I could schedule appointments, and people were automatically being dropped into pipelines, and text messages are being sent out, and follow-up emails, and I could assign it to my sales team and have products and offers in there. And now I no longer have to duct tape all of these systems together. And this is something that I started over 3 years ago. I got developers all around the world. She's here looking at all these boards and everything else. And I will tell you that every single morning I meet with my development team, and every single night I say, okay, here's what we need to get done tonight. And I check with them in the morning. Here's what we got done. And then I'm able to go into my community and say, look at this amazing update that we did for you guys, because our community is actually a voice inside of our platform. Are you guys with me? So there was nothing that did what we needed, and so we just went and built it out ourselves. But here's the difference. And she's seeing this. All day long I've been able to open up results. And I've been showing her how I don't have to run Facebook ads, and I'm able to bring in free traffic all day long. Facebook just keeps feeding me traffic. And there's all kinds of different strategies that I'm able to do that's different than everybody else. And I'm actually able to use the platforms that I built. I built it for myself first, and then it's a bonus that somebody like Forbes comes in, hey, he set all this stuff up for me, because we're doing things that are different than everybody else. And they're working very well. And I have a belief that if I can get things set up to where they're working, then I want to be done with it. I don't want to be tinkering. Instead, I'd rather hit the stages or do my webinars or focus on my members and my community, and then let the system just run itself. Is that making sense? How was that?
That's pretty good so far. Can we see a little bit of tangible, one of the things that we're working on right now is we're working on the concept of a survey.
Okay.
So while there's lots of ways to do a survey, I want you guys to think about what is it that you need to know about your customer, okay? Open the chat box here so I can see if you guys have any questions. Feel free to also enter any questions that you guys have for Chad. What's the value of a survey, and how does it really help you in your business?
So we use surveys a lot. I probably use surveys more. And so a survey helps me determine how to market that prospect. And so you want to ask questions that address their pain points, right? So you want to find out what they're struggling with. You want to find out what they're scared of. You want to find out what their dreams are, what their goals and objectives are, right? Picture it this way. Pretend like, and you could very well do this, pretend like when somebody submits a survey that you're going to get on the phone with them right after you receive it. Okay, and that's what we do. So what questions would you want to ask so that you could present one of your offers to them? Is that making sense? Mm-hmm. So one thing I like to find out is, well, what have you done in the past? Why did it fail you? And I also like to work with people who own their actions and take responsibility. And a lot of times, if I see people just pointing at somebody else saying, well, that didn't work, I go to this person, it didn't work, that's somebody that's not going to take responsibility for themselves. And so I probably won't be working with them. So that's called a qualifying question. And so with a qualifying question, I can determine that based on how much money do they make? What are their income goals? What are their weight loss goals? Right? Maybe they're not a big enough dreamer for me. Right? And so I'm able to determine, okay, based on how they answer that, they may not be a good fit for me. And so in the past, before I created this system, I would have applications and surveys that would come in, and then I would have an assistant go look at all the answers and determine, okay, is this person a good fit? And if it was a good fit, it would go to Chad's desk, and then I would get on a call with them. You guys understand that? Yeah. Now, you guys want to write this down, or is anybody like hoping to like present on the phone or from text message or anything like that? Okay, you guys want to write this down because this is a game-changing question and you don't want to tweak it word for word, okay? It's going to be like this. If I could teach you how to do X, Y, Z, would you want to get on the phone with me? So if I could teach you how to lose 30 pounds in the next 7 days or less, would you want to get on the phone with me? If I could teach you how to replace your current diet so that you have more energy, motivation, and dedication throughout the day, would you want to get on the phone with me? Now, I say that, and I tell people, write it down verbatim, word for word, and people go and replace, would you want to get on the phone with me? Would you schedule a time on my calendar or something like that? And what happens is it breaks. And the reason why it breaks is because now you're starting to sound like everybody else out there. When you start talking about scheduling times or book a slot on my calendar, there's a big difference between teach you how to do X, Y, Z. Would you want to get on the phone with me? Is that making sense to you guys? It's huge. And so if you've done this right, you go through the survey and you've asked them, okay, what have you done in the past? What are you hoping to achieve? What are your biggest obstacles, right? What do you expect an outcome to be? Well, when you ask all those questions, when you get down to the bottom and you say, okay, so now, if I could teach you how to do, and you have a general outcome, if I could teach you how to double your course sales, would you want to get on the phone with me? Now, a lot of people get scared at that point, and I'm sure she has a different process or maybe the same one that I do, but my whole goal is just to serve. I get on the phone, I made a promise to them, if I could teach you how to do this, would you want to get on the phone with me? I make sure that I give them the answer that they were looking for. So here you need to want to double your course sales, right? And then as I'm hearing them out, I say, you know, you should come out to Vegas and join our Ever Mentor Mastermind, or you would be a good fit for our agency program. That's it. I have an idea for them. And if I have served and if I have provided value and built and establishes that rapport, then guys, we sell on the phone all the time that way, just by serving and having our clients' best interests at heart. Is that making sense?
You guys have any questions? Feel free to chime in.
Yeah, please.
You can put it in the chat or you can unmute.
Yeah, because I don't know if I'm like this on you guys. I'm trying to keep it basic.
So Jose, what might you want to ask?
Does this system keep track of all your surveys, like all the stuff, as they're going through achievements? The way I've been successful with my stuff is if I have them doing all these tasks, I like to keep track of all their keywords, what they're saying, you know, kind of like you said, if it reports everything they're doing, I could actually see their language, see where they're at in the sales process, see everything, and then I could actually address them from there. Because that would help me craft my message perfectly to talk with them. When I understand where you're at, and for me, where you're at in the sales process, then I just pick up from there, and I could actually, you know, complete or go to a close from that point. or to help them achieve whatever goal they're doing. What kind of tracking system does your system do as far as their achievements?
So let me tell you this, and as far as that goes, I have found that a lot of things out there are very, very complicated. And if you can simplify your process, and what I mean by that is this lead just came in, she's got 5 flames. I'm going to call out my support teams, because she's ready to buy, right? She's hot, she's recent, she has submitted all these campaigns. And so from here, I can see that she submitted an application. She wants to be part of our support team. She submitted a survey for a webinar that we did, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. And she's also applied for one of our $8,000 events that we have coming up. From here, would you agree that that's valuable information, that I know everything that she's done in our system?
Yeah, of course.
From here, I can actually see her results from that application or survey right here on the phone. I can see everything. So if you had this, Jose, you see the lead coming in, you slide it over, and you say, hey, Eleanor, how you doing? And you have all this here. You got her on your phone. Could you close her then?
Yes.
There's nothing like it out there. Infusionsoft doesn't do it. ActiveCampaign doesn't do it. Nobody. And the only thing I can conclude, and I've actually been on a call, a problem with ActiveCampaign and one of their functions, because they use this plus minus function. And I asked the support girl, and she was like, well, I don't know how it works or anything else. She finally admitted that to me. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, why don't you get a manager on the phone? And so I got a manager on the phone. I said, so here's my name. I own a software company, and I would really like to have a fix so that I don't have to go and create a competition to ActiveCampaign. They have the abilities to do that. And the manager said to me, here's the problem, Chad, and we're now good friends. Here's the problem, Chad, in our organization. They don't actually use the software themselves. They built something and they're selling it. What you have to know about us, and Forbes has seen this, she's been seeing leads coming in all day long. We actually built this for our own use. And then we teach our students how to do it as well. And so the reason why I am that, hey, I need to see how she responded to a survey right here on the phone is because I want to hang out with my kids. But while we're at Chuck E. Cheese and they're on the merry-go-round or whatever, I can step aside for 20 minutes and make this phone call and close this sale. And this is everything I need to see on the phone. I don't want to be stuck in front of a laptop to close a lead. Does that help? Cool. What else?
Chuck, do you have any questions?
You're looking at me like a deer in headlights, Forbes.
Nothing, Chuck?
I think he's frozen.
I think he is frozen. Hey, Miss Dina. Dina is my real estate girl who owns a lot of this. I don't know how automated the systems are in your office. Does this all make sense?
Hey, sorry, I'm out. Yes, it does make sense, and it's actually extremely valuable information that people don't realize about. That surveying is the key to everything, especially with everybody moving to what they call like data dumps. I mean, you have all these companies for us in real estate trying to take the realtor out and use artificial intelligence, right, to go straight to the consumer. So for any company, surveying, getting emails, and constantly finding out what the customers want, to me, that's an open door. So all valuable information.
It's also really good for your husband when it comes to trainings. What Chad has built is so much, it's wild. You both would love this, and I'd love to present it to, especially your hubby, in terms of events that you guys are doing, because he doesn't have just one system. It took like 5 software problems that you have: surveys, tracking leads, memberships, getting video training to your people, to your employees. I put them all in one bundle. It's kind of spectacular. That's why I wanted you to call.
I mean, you're in my ear, but he's here.
I will actually
jumped on, so.
I actually should set up a call with you guys, because I'm at home having him revamp my entire back end of my business. I know,
yeah, you know, one of our agents went to the 10X last year that you were at.
Uh-huh.
Huge fan. And he was saying he was saying last year was like phenomenal, but I'll share that with you later. But thank you for including me. Sorry I jumped on last minute.
No, that's okay. It's nice to see your faces. You can make us quiet. You can mute us. All right, there's another element. We only have about 10 more minutes.
Quick question.
Go ahead, Jose.
If I wanted to share, like, I'm following now with people who are upstream and downstream for me. I'm looking into that. So once they're done with my training, with my stuff, as much as I could help them, I want to be able to recommend them to someone who could take them to the next level. Does that have a good way of exporting the information and all that to be able to give them that kind of a lead?
Yeah, absolutely. At that point, when you assign a badge and it talks to the other system, you would just put them in a pipeline for somebody else's product. And so at that point, like they're receiving text messages or emails or, I mean, you just got to understand the power of a tag. And when you understand the power of a tag in our system, just understand that you can fire off those tags wherever you want to in multiple systems.
So the other thing, Jose, is that after you're finished with certain clients, they may want to jump into what he's doing, and he does do affiliates with what he does. Because I'm also thinking, I only take people to a certain point, and then I'd like to dump them off into somebody's hands who really does this. So Chuck asked, what's the name of this system? Good question.
So this is all part of, you can probably show them the banners out there, huh? This is all part of a suite called EverSuite Elite. And inside of it, you guys may be familiar with EverLesson. That's our membership platform.
So will you show us what we're looking at here? So it starts out with his whole EverSuite here. But that is what that is. So Chad, tell us what we're looking at.
So this is a combination of our key platforms. So EverLesson is our membership platform. Lead conversion systems, the back end, the applications, surveys, and appointments. Calendly is where we're able to basically showcase our events, our trainings, our webinars that we have coming up. Easy Links is our link tracking system. Video Geyser allows us to go live and share it in groups, pages, also inside of EverLesson. And then we have our auto webinar platform.
Which is interesting because, you know, Chuck and I, we all have lots of different, you know, GoToWebinar, all kind of other things that don't seem to tie as well together.
Right.
And that's what he kind of discovers, that he needed to tie it together.
Yes, exactly.
I think it's fascinating. So can we look, what does it say when you're in your lead conversion system? Because that's what we've been working on. And this is just such great information when it comes to what does a lead mean and what do you need to do with them when a client comes to you, okay? So let's start with there and explain what I'm looking at.
So, yeah. And so the reason why we have, this is our training room, so our students fly in from all around the world into our events. But we also do, and that's where I met Forbes, we also do lunches, like luncheons for people here in Vegas, and they literally walk around and look at our banners and they're like, I gotta have that. So we don't even really have to sell it, right? But this is where the system that creates the surveys, the applications, the appointments, the phone app is down here. So everything that you can see on the computer, you're also able to see on the phone app. So
now, can they sign up for a free trial? Or do
yeah, we can do that.
Well,
we can
you don't have to do it now. I just want you guys to get the maximum benefit.
Let's do this. Have them go to chadnicely.biz. Can you guys do that right now? Can you take out your phone and type in chadnicely.biz?
Can you put it
link, fill out that form, and then
yeah, you know, can you type it right into there for us?
So, oh my gosh.
Oh, it's a Mac. This is okay.
It's a Mac.
Can we let me passport? Is it a real passport? Oh, your passport.
Oh, that's a Windows system.
Yeah, it's Windows. Okay, so if you guys
stop smiling.
If you click the first button, and by the way, this is how I like meet people at events and stuff, and they say, how do I, work with you? How do I find out more? I say, well, why don't you take out your phone, go to chadnicely.biz, click that first button. You guys fill out that form, and then we can hook you up with a trial. Is that cool?
And so then, hello, Ms. Denise. It's also EverLesson. Talk about this because we've been talking about creating lessons and creating courses. And so what I love is literally a one-stop shop. That's why I'm spending the time I am here. So what do we have here?
So the main thing with gamification. The gamification in our system is easy, but it's huge. And you probably haven't seen this.
Uh-oh.
Do you see down here? Look how your course looks on mobile.
Yeah, my course doesn't look like that.
Doesn't that look amazing? And you got all the gamification and everything in mobile as well.
So I'm learning all this so I can bring some of these nuggets home. I feel like I've stepped into like Neverland here, or Everland.
Everland, yeah.
Yes, he's our
great.
ever mentor.
Yeah.
Cool. So this is Chad. I told him this picture makes him look like very sweet but scary. See that? Oh, he's the ever mentor. Okay. And okay, so can I do something else with these guys? Can we look? So he did something I think is interesting. Many of us don't have this box. I'm going to go through. You want to see something when you get to a point where you've got your product. Most of us have been doing it online. Well, I got to tell you, the big boys have gotten back to the idea of doing what's called a shock and awe box. We all know Russell Brunson, right? Well, so he has this box. I'm going to put this down and bring it to you. And so I think, now Stacy, did you do the funnel challenge? Where's my Stacy? Yes? Did you get a box like this? You did get a box like that. So this was his funnel. This was not expensive though, but I got to tell you, what's in the box seems to be really interesting. So as you're looking at making a course, first it is his dear friend letter, right? Now the dear friend letter is pretty nice. It's actually a nice hard paper. These are little things that we don't really get. No one ever teaches you. Then he's got. You want to unwrap this? He's got in here a book.
I don't know what it is.
What is the book? Let's unwrap this and see what you got. Nicely wrapped, by the way. It's very stylish with a very nice little, sticker on it. So it looks very rich.
That's why I didn't open it.
Well, you have to, but you need to know what's inside. And beyond that, he's got this. Oh, okay. So little secrets. He included, number one, a $100 bill with his picture on it. Okay, that's a thing that's very interesting. If you want to earn a real one of these, how cool is that? I love that little piece of branding. He's just a genius. His newest book, which how thick does it need to be? Can you have done this smaller? This is You Suddenly Lose Everything 30days.com. What would you do from day 1 to day 30 to save yourself?
That's just interviews.
Is it all interviews?
That's just interviews, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So he did these, probably repurposed these. Well, he did day 30 for everybody?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
I saw it somewhere. They're just interviews.
Florida fishing, that's what I'm
That's interesting. That's like taking our Zoom call for class. What do you think that is?
The jump drive.
The jump drive. With all of his stuff on it. I like this. For Spin Gym, this is fascinating to look at because it looks and feels spectacular. It looks very, very
I have to
rich.
see value, so that is people's perception of the system too, right?
But now what he's doing here is he's going to promote an upsell. Here's his 2 Comma Club coaching. Somebody brought this to me the other day. And what it is, this is just showing you testimonials of people who have made it. So one, he's honoring the people who use his system. There's not information here. And then you can apply for the clubs. They all look very rich. He's got a very nicely outlined blueprint. It's very smart about how you go from his free to his secrets book to the funnel challenge. Stacy, you went to his live event. Then he wants to enroll in his coaching, his inner circle, and finally his category king council, which I'm sure for him is about probably $75,000. Then he goes and he he just described what he just described in more detail. His free line, his books, it's very clever. His expert secrets, 1 funnel away challenge. Stacy, I don't see your picture here yet. He went to, photos from there. The 2 Comma Club coaching, again, this is just a beautiful, beautiful upsell. Phase 3 is impact and legacy. Then his inner circle, which the more you get closer to somebody's inner circle, the more really cool people you meet. And finally, there he is on the private jet showing you, oh my God, once you've won it, and really kind of saying this is all the things that he wants. Now, by the way, do you need to own the Rolls Royce to take a photo in front of it? No, you don't. You can, but I got to tell you, even if he doesn't have those things, it's a very nice, he probably rents it, right?
Yeah, you don't have to own a mansion either.
You don't have to own a mansion either. No, you don't. You just have to look like you do. What else is in this book? Oh, wait, there's more. It's also important to see what a big cardboard thing is in there. So then it takes up the space. Then he's got his workbook. So guys, this is some of the things we've been encouraging you to do to create your book. Let's see what's in his workbook. Stacy, how much did you pay for your system?
$100. And he pays $100 affiliate for people you
$100
sign up.
for this entire thing?
I'm
And
sorry?
did you get this whole entire kit for $100?
Yes.
Yeah, and the affiliate keeps 100% of it. That's why he's saying, do you want to earn $100? You promote this challenge.
Wow. I got to tell you, this
Because
is a really lovely book.
they know they're banking on the back end with this stuff.
Oh, sure, because then you get ClickFunnels for $297 a month, and you're good.
Did you use?
That one.
Well, now that was one, and then I love that Chad's willing to let us take a look at this because I saw this sitting in his shelf here. This box is brought to you by Russell Brunson, Dean Gracioso, and the one and only Tony Robbins. So I wanted to look inside this box, and again, you've been very lucky, very nice to let me do that. So number one, you get a T-shirt, a $3 T-shirt that says the Mastermind on it. You could be one of the winners if you're an affiliate, and it talks about how you can. Then there is a book in here. I'm gonna open that one up with a beautiful pen. Everything, even the paper he has, is gold. And then all that's left in the rest of the box is actually just black confetti. It's kind of interesting. There's not a lot in this book. This is your mastermind.com leather-bound book. And you know what's in here? Nothing. Oh my God. It's an empty freaking book with a really nice mastermind pen on this.
If I can just talk about this, like, did you see this? I think I will promote this. We got a good shot.
Okay.
First place is $150,000 plus a flight on Tony's jet.
Oh, wow.
Right? So I remember hearing those numbers back in the day thinking, man, I could never do this. I could never compete. I don't have a massive list or whatever. I'm here to tell you that if you just focus on your core community and if you're consistent with them and congruent and provide value and you learn how to like bonuses and know the pain points, that's where the surveys come in. These things are very possible. Like, you don't have to have a huge list. You just need to have people that respect you and have built the trust and rapport where when you say, hey, I recommend that you actually purchase something like this, they will.
So explain, can we sit down for a second? Maybe I don't realize, I'm just, come here for a second. So that particular box is for affiliates, isn't it?
It's for affiliates.
Now, you know what's great about this? And maybe, Chad, you can explain this because you used to be the king of affiliates. Mm-hmm. Is that with an affiliate, you guys don't have to have your own program.
No.
So you don't have to stress out about building all the things. You find a program like Tony's or Russell's and explain what this means and how would you go about promoting. What is that? It's here. Make self-education the new norm. But here it is. You get $1,000 per sale. Mm-hmm. Explain how this works.
So I think so the research I've done with this, in order to, so they have 40 places, right? So the 40 iPad or iPhone place gets $150K plus a flight on Tony's jet, which is pretty valuable, right? Mm-hmm. So I have figured out, based on the people that will be involved with this, that it's going to take about 80 sales to get on this leaderboard.
That's it?
About 80 sales. It's a $2,000 product.
Okay.
To hit this leaderboard. And at this point, if their JV managers know what they're doing, they will take the top two and make them hate each other. Oh, wow. And that's how the hype and excitement stays alive on this. And they can actually do, a multiple 7-figure launch just by having the top two pinned against each other. It's a game that you play, right? But with 80 sales, so here's the thing. If I do 80 sales and I'm going to receive 50% commission on a $2,000 product, that's $80,000 I'm going to receive. But if I have the most sales and I also receive an extra 150 grand, or if I come in second place, I receive an extra 75 grand.
Even 6 to 10, you get Tony and Dean in Fiji.
I would rather take this over this.
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
That's interesting.
So, but this, I'm trying to tell you, like, this isn't hard. Like, if you just focus on your community and your members, and that's all we do. And so when you guys are involved in my world, like, I'm live in my group every single day. And sometimes I have no agenda for what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the caramel macchiato, grande breve, upside down stir latte I just had, or my kids, or maybe I am giving tips or strategies. But your members and your community, they just need to hear from you on a consistent basis. And Facebook Live is a great way to do that. And we don't have time to discuss it on this call, but when you create those Facebook groups, which is what I recommend, even if you have 10 people in your course, you create a Facebook group and you're consistent with those people, they'll bring more people into your group. Facebook will group, right? And then you guys will learn how to take those people to your wall as well, so that you look like massive rock stars to all of your friends.
He'll get 700 comments on his posts because of the systems that he uses and how engaged he is.
Yeah.
That's massive.
And then we'll turn around and say, we're going to do a free class. We guarantee you're going to build a course or whatever it is. And then on the last day of the class, we'll present an offer, and we'll usually do like $100,000 without running a single ad. And I showed her that today.
It was pretty impressive.
But it all comes down to being very, very consistent, being very, very focused, and really wanting to provide a transformational value in the lives of your clients.
So Stacy is focused on her weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck is helping me build Forbes Factor. Doris has got a toy business and she does a lot on Amazon. Candy is doing a fitness wellness company. And who else is on at the moment? Jose is a master comes to online marketing. And I think Josh was there for a second. And we have a lot of other people who have not tuned in tonight. And that's okay. I'm not quite sure why, but they're missing out. Any questions at all? Nothing? You guys look stunned.
Frozen, really. Did you use software secrets to create that, your system? Or I seen similarities there, or no? Russell Brunson software secrets? No?
What is that, Jose?
Oh, that's just it's a program that developing how to create your own system, kind of like what he did. I thought the similarities were there that he created using that.
I think this man has done all of his stuff is custom, and he owns all of it. And so, can you just wow them in the online space? What are some of the numbers that you generated?
Oh, we've done multiple $1 million launches. I'm a launch expert. So what's cool is I will literally have a vision in my dreams, and I will wake up and lay out what that software product needs to be. And then I'll get on the phone with my developer, and within a month we'll have it built. And then there's already a marketplace that knows me, and so I'm able to go out there. I mean, you can see on the board or the other board.
We actually kind of built just a little bit of my world today up on the board. It gets complicated when you really kind of dive into it. That's part of what we're doing with our year-long coaching, is getting you guys to clear out to build your own Facebook pages from, the page into a group and have all your branding make sense. And did you just sell like a lot more? What are you doing here?
No, but I'm trying to show you that they haven't taken us up on our offer here to go to this card, because we get the lead right here.
It's because they're so mesmerized right now. They will
okay.
Happen, I promise.
Yeah, make sure you guys do that. I'm waiting to see if you guys come in so we can figure out who we need to set up.
There you go.
Right? So that's how fast. So imagine every single way you could generate a lead. Facebook ads, application surveys, a click funnel, anything you can think of. Any way to generate a lead, our system can handle it.
All right, so that note, we're about finished. I'm going to play a song. I need to spin zoom. Everybody get out your spin zooms. That's how we always end every day that we do a class, because if you've been sitting for an hour, you become a fat storing machine, and we all hate that. And so I'm going to go to, and final note, I spent this weekend with World Ventures with Carrie and Leisha. If you are a member of World Ventures, raise your hand so I know. It is, Candy, we have got to get you involved in this, because it is too much fun. People will go nuts for you. We watch Carrie. We watch Carrie speak in front of 9,000 people, just wow the crowd, and you just be a customer. I don't need you to sell the product. I just need you to come enjoy amazing discount vacations. I have 1,200 points I need to spend on travel. It's a very crazy little system, and I will focus on that next week. And really, this is a great product, and it's free. If you have 4 friends, do it. You never pay anything.
Can I share something with you, Forbes, from on the screen?
I'm going to find YouTube right now. Please.
Give me access to the screen.
Okay, go for it.
This is something, let me see if I could do this right.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I was on that launch. See if I could find this real quick. I'm going on a trip next week out of the country, and this is something that I realized a year ago how I was. This is now.
Oh.
Wow.
This was me a year ago.
Oh my gosh. Baby, no more double chin.
Yeah.
I love this. You have to. Will you set that up as a photo side by side? Just talk about the effect factor.
I'm
That
gonna go.
is
I'm gonna go
amazing.
on, make a live on that of something of, you know, without purpose and with purpose when you surround yourself with the right people.
I would just measure.
Living differently. I
I
mean,
know
that,
people
that's
lose weight in
something.
my event. Who just shed bullshit. I am so proud of you, my darling. I want to see those two side by side. There was a photo because everyone always talks about the diet program they went on. Stacy and Jose and a couple of people. You've lost weight in my business class. Oh yay! Then of course doing the little spin gym. So let's do one little spin gym workout. I need to go share this real quick. Share this. I have one
I
song.
see you got an awesome new color, the gold one. That's pretty cool.
Oh, you haven't seen gold? Oh, I love my gold. Let's see, little body talk. And then, of course, I get all these visuals of everybody just spinning, which just makes me go wonderful. Yeah, and everybody does it. 3 minutes, right? Here we go. Make your glass table. You want one? Come on. You don't know how to do this? Give me a thought.
Your eyes follow like a spotlight, 2 eyes like the sun. Go ahead, keep your distance from me. Soon you're gonna come. When you flick your head off, you don't care. You're asking where I'm from. That game that you're running, baby, you've already won. I don't know, what are you up? What are you up? Like, 'cause I'm gonna be it tonight. You can be cool, you can be fine.